Hello everyone, my name is Suresh. Let's look into the another lab session in Google Cloud. So without any delay, let me start the lab. In this lab, we are going to classify images with transfer learning. So in this lab, we are not going to discuss anything theoretical or technical stuff. We are only going to execute the uh, task that is provided for us. So without any delay, let me open this, do the setup first. Provided the username and password. So let's see the tasks here. At any point, you can pause the video and go to the task, go to the overview and learning objective. Head to these styles and decides, okay, understand how to set up reprocessing in order to convert image type and resize the image to decide transfer level with mobile net. So task 0 is a setup and requirements. So this is what I just did. So let me enable the Vertex AI API. So for this, Vertex API dashboards, you can show API list, Vertex API enable on enable. Similarly, in the meantime, let's move on to navigation menu, API services, library, notebooks API, click on notebooks API, enable. So you can see some information over here. It's both notebooks API and Vertex AI API, both is enabled. So let's check the progress. So looks good. Let's move on to the task one. So in this task one in Vertex AI, open the workbench, select user managed notebooks, click on create new. So here I will tell you, let me change the lab name to lab workbench and the region is central 1 and central A. Let me continue. Here if you see the lab is step is giving to select the TensorFlow 2.6 version, but unfortunately we don't have the 2.6 version. We have 2.11. Okay, and the code which I'm going to select here is 2.14 because 2.11 I'm facing some issues while Python files is not getting downloaded as expected. So 2.14 was my last successful version. I was able to successfully run the code. So with that experience, I'm taking the enterprise version 2.14. All other things I will leave it as default, continue with all other steps and complete. So this is going to take some 2 to 3 minutes to create it. So I will wait for the instance to just launch. So it took about 2 minutes and let's open the Jupyter Lab. Task 2 is also completed. Let's check the progress. Task 1 is completed. Okay. Let's clone the repository as well. And I copied the command and hit clone. And it is getting getting downloaded in the local. You can see that in the left side of the page. Let's check whether the progress is successful or not. Looking good. Let's move on to the task 3 and wait for this clone to get completed. It will happen within few seconds. Okay, let me exit the terminal. We don't need this. Training data analyst, courses, machine learning, deep dive 2, computer vision fun, labs, classifying images using with the transfer lab. Let me open this. And also to save some time, I'm going to open the solutions as well. Again, I'm navigating back to the models. Here we are. Let me close the launcher. This is the to-do lab. And they recommend you to do the first complete the to-do lab and then complete the check for the solutions. But for the interest of time, to save some time, I'm not. I'll be using the supporting solutions document Python 5. So let's start executing this. To execute, as they mentioned, Shift Enter. So this is going to import the TensorFlow that is required for us. 2.14.1. So this version is looking good. And defining helper functions. I'm not going to explain the code here. I'm just only executing the script. And to get more detailed knowledge, here there are other courses where you can switch and learn about the how to develop a function and then using the Python. So helper functions are ready. Executed the code. Looks good. No errors. And here let's do a to-do code here. Now here we wanted to read and decode. Let's see. Let me go to the solution, and from here let me copy the code. Do one. Let me run this. No errors. Looking good. And transfer learning with MobileNet, you can go through the document and understand what is this MobileNet model and all. So there are a lot of sources available here. Okay. And now let's see whether there is another code here. And this is our training data set regularization. This is basically our train and evaluate. In the train and evaluate, we have batch size, learning rate, L1, L2. Number of hidden layers is 16. There are regularizers as provided. And training data set, we have the training data set in this location and evaluation data set and the number of layers and the model linear stack of layers Keras model. Okay, let me copy the Keras model here. This is the sequential Keras model for flower classification. So let me run. So model is defined successfully. No errors are reported. Now let's train the model. So training batch size, we see it. How many epochs? Did we mention anything about the epochs here? Let's run this. Okay. Training data set. Let's see what mistake we have done. Let me see the data set over here. In ImageNet, we have the download from the Kaggle. It is available. Okay. Can easily load from Kerastria. Okay. But what it says is hmm, IP. Okay. Same location we are seeing, but what we are expecting is TF 1.7. So as I mentioned earlier, we should have used 1.6, but we don't find that 1.6. That is the real problem. Couldn't find the proper solution for this error that is reporting. So what I'm going to do is like use the latest Vertex AI. What I meant is I will use scrap this lab workbench and create a new workbench. Let's leave this as this central. Let me double check that. Lab to select the latest 217 instead of 2.6. There's some issues. It is not allowing me to use Let's wait for this lab to get open. This is 2.14 didn't work for me, so 2.17 I will try it. Without any delay, let me open the Jupyter lab. And also we are losing the time here. So let me quickly finish it out. Open the repository really quick. Just quickly doing it because we are losing time. So I'm not sure whether this is going to work in this version or not. Let me clear up. See, they have run this in the previous version of 2.6, but our latest we don't have the 2.6. That is the version. And I'm seeing the error. I'll show where the error is. So this is where I'm seeing the error. EF image.import JPEG, but I don't see this in the TensorFlow. TensorFlow latest version, it is given as io.decode.jpg. Okay, you can see it here. And also, when I change the version to JPEG 2.6, TensorFlow 2.6, I mentioned df.image. In df.image, I don't see decode. It's only draw. So I am skeptical how this code worked in 2.6 as well, but I'm not sure. So let me go back to our code. Let me run this and see. Oh, my bad. Okay, so let me run this. Input this code as well. This model to change to. I found out what mistake I have done, but at this point I can go back and show the what mistake I have done. I will tell you. Let it run. Let's see how this goes. This is a different error I'm getting. This is a new error. Update the name document. And also add it. So let's see what is the other. So this is the error we are getting. I'm installing tf underscore commands. Okay, import tf we are going to install TensorFlow 2.15. This is interesting. Okay, let me go back to this classification. Okay, what we will do is close this as well. Let me delete this footprint as well. I needed a just to read the audio. So let's delete this. Even then, one four again. I'm running the code again in 2.15.14. Let's try this version because there is some changes in the version 2.17. So previously I did a mistake over here and we do the mistake converting image to data. Okay. Document as signature. Right? This is where we are going to see an error if this existent. Okay, I think the errors are gone. So this will give us some time to fix it in 30 minutes. Let's see in solution how much time it is to for this. 230 seconds. 230 plus 150 versus 250 plus 150, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 850, 900 seconds. That means 15 minutes. Okay. So let's wait for this to compile for that means the epochs for 15 minutes and plot the predictions. So it's about 10 minutes over. So you can see the timer and also um, the epochs was faster than the solution. But anyway, you can see the loss is decreasing and also the accuracy has been increased to 96.6% as well as the value loss and value accuracy. That is the plot detection over here. Let's do the same for plot predictions in the evaluation set. Now, just to have a high level observation here, you can see sunflowers is 95% and sunflowers is 99% over here and tulips is 83% and dandelion at this last one is 99% and this is having 100%. So you can see this predictions. for the images provided. So this concludes our session. I know this has become more many steps. We made it a mistakes. and I made it a mistakes, my bad. And then I did some research and fixed it. So there is no issue with the codes given by lab, except I have used TensorFlow 2.14 for this working. This code is works fine with 2.1. Though the lab asked us to start with 2.6 TensorFlow. So let me check the progress. Looks perfect. Now we have 100. Got it. So this concludes the lab. Have a great day. We'll meet in the next.